One of the top complaints that I hear over and over again from the teens that I work with is that they feel alone, that nobody can possibly understand or get them, or that they can't find friends that they feel connected and supported by, which is why I really wanted to make this video for you today, all about my favorite strategy for helping teenagers cope with their loneliness. It's called the belief ladder. See, the thing is that our mind believes whatever we tell it to believe. That's right. That's why there are people who so desperately who want to be pregnant can actually think themselves into presenting physical symptoms of pregnancy, with the exception of an actual fetus. So the mind-body connection is really, really strong. And I'm going to help you harness this power today. So you definitely want to follow along with the steps in this video if you are struggling with loneliness yourself, or you just want to shift a different negative experience into a more positive, useful one for you. So the very first thing that you got to do is you've got to figure out what is the negative thought or belief that you have about yourself. Perhaps you're feeling very lonely, you're feeling like nobody gets you. What sort of images pop up in your mind? And what does that say about somebody who's in that situation? Now, the thing that you got to remember here is just because it's an automatic negative thought doesn't mean it's true, and it doesn't even mean that you have to fully believe it. That's usually where that struggle or that disconnect comes in anyway. It's because you know from your logical, reasonable point of view that it's not entirely true, and yet there feels like there's some truth to it, which is where a belief ladder can really help shift that disconnect. So for this example, we're going to use the negative belief or thought, I am unlovable. Now that doesn't mean that you have to totally buy into that thought. When you identify that negative thought or belief, trust me, you will feel it in your body, but we're just going to use that for this particular example. So when you think about the words, I am unlovable, or whatever your negative belief is, and you think about that lonely, uncomfortable feeling, you just kind of want to notice and locate where in your body do you physically feel that response most intensely or most strongly. So the easiest way to do that is to start with the top of your head and just work your way down through your different body parts all the way to your tippy toes, and notice where you feel uncomfortable and where you feel it strongest. Now this is going to show up differently in everybody. So for you, it might show up in your throat. For others, it might show up in their belly. It might show up in your toes. It could really be any physical body part or response. So pay attention on where it shows up most for you. And if you don't notice it like super strong, that's okay too. You just want to notice where it feels most uncomfortable. Once you have located that, I want you to write that thought down on the piece of paper that you have that you're following along with. So write down, I am unlovable. Notice where in your body it pops up most strongly, and then rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is the most intense or strong it could possibly feel, and 0 is neutral, calm, you don't even notice it. So 0 to 10, how strong does it feel for you? Write that down next to that statement. Next up, we're going to shift into what would you rather believe about yourself? So this could be the exact opposite, or it might just be a minor adjustment. Maybe instead of I am unlovable, you might consider I am lovable. If that doesn't resonate, or that just feels too icky or challenging to shift your thinking to, then you might want to adjust it to something less than that. And it could be, I can be lovable, or I am working towards being lovable. Whatever resonates or feels good for you, you just want to replace it with what you would rather believe about yourself instead of this automatic negative thought that's popping up. So for this example, we're going to go for the big guns here, and we're going to go with I am lovable. So for this one, you're going to think about it on how true does it feel, but we're going to rate it a little bit differently this time. Instead of that 0 to 10 scale, I'm going to have you rate it on a 1 to 7 scale. We do this on purpose so that we don't mix up our ratings and scales. 1 is, it is absolutely not true. How could it ever be true? And 7 is, this is the 100% truth. There's no other option. So you want to rate how true does that more positive belief feel to you right now, and rate that next to that statement. All right, so here is the fun part when it comes to belief ladders. I want you to spend the next few minutes. Go ahead and put pause on this after I give you these instructions if you'd like, but I want you to spend the next few minutes literally writing down 50 to 100, that's right, 50 to 100 reasons why that more positive statement is true. So to get you started, I am lovable. I might write, I have friends. People subscribe to my channel. I hope that means that I'm lovable. I would put in that my dog appreciates me, that people wish me happy birthday on social media. I would just roll with the reasons. Now, I'm going to let you know right now, be kind and gentle to yourself, and I want you to sit with the discomfort of this exercise because that's usually where the magic happens. For a lot of people, getting through those first 10 reasons can be a little bit of a challenge or a struggle, but once you push past those first 10, they tend to flow a little bit easier. Now for myself, I happen to hit a little snag point around like the 20 to 25 mark, and then again around like 70 mark, and then for some reason all the reasons just like flow and pop on through. Stay kind and gentle with yourself as you go through this process. After you have come up with your reasons, I want you to go ahead and hit play again, and then we'll continue with the next part of this exercise. Press pause now. All right, welcome back. I am so glad that you made it through that exercise. You are amazing. However many reasons that you came up with, you deserve some celebration. So, woo! I'm here to celebrate you. Okay, so are you ready for the next step? The next thing that you want to do is you want to read through all of those reasons why that more positive statement is true. I would encourage you, if you really want to amplify this, to say it to yourself in the mirror looking at yourself. That can be a really powerful and meaningful expression and experience for you. If that is like too much, don't worry about it. You can silently read it to yourself, or if you're like, nope, can't look at it again right now, that's quite all right too. You do what you need to do. All right, so after you have done that, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to that original negative belief or thought that you had. So in this example, I am unlovable, and you're going to re-rate how intensely that thought feels in your body now. So you're going to re-rate that on that 0 to 10 scale, where 0 is totally calm, doesn't bother you at all, and 10 is the most extreme, intense, strong that it can feel. And you're going to re-rate that negative thought using that scale. Did it go up? Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Just take a little mental note of that. Next up, you're going to re-rate that more positive thought that you'd rather believe about yourself. So in this example, we're using I am lovable. So you're going to re-rate that on that 1 to 7 scale, where 1 is absolutely not true at all, and 7 is 100% absolutely true. Why would you even question it? And go ahead and rate that down now. Again, you just want to kind of check in. Did it go up? Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Let us know in the comments below. For many people, you'll notice that that negative thought, the intensity actually goes down a little bit. That physical response isn't as strong as it started out. And for that more positive thought or belief, that actually improves or increases because it feels stronger now that you've recapped the evidence for it. And if it didn't move in either of those directions, or it stayed about the same, that's quite all right too. It might mean that you could benefit from working with a mental health therapist around this. We're really good at helping you figure out what's driving that disconnection and how to shift that thinking into a more positive, useful, helpful direction. I'm not talking about toxic positivity here. You know, we gotta acknowledge and feel those negative experiences too, but we want to make it useful and meaningful for you as well. Now, I know that in the winter time, thinking more negatively about yourself is pretty common. It can lead to a lot more depression in the winter time, which is why I've got a great video for you to check out right over here if you deal with seasonal depression. If you found the information in this video useful and helpful, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so that you can stay notified whenever a new one posts. Thanks for watching.